Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about the Santa Cruz Recovery Loan Program. This is a loan program that's going to be administered through the county as well as a partner that they're bringing on called NDC. This is National Development Corporation or Council. And basically NDC is a lender and they are going to be administering the funds and handling all the underwriting for this particular program, which is funds that are coming through a grant and as well as some county funds that are going out to help businesses bounce back from the negative impacts of COVID-19 and the closure and all that stuff. So let's take a deep dive into it. We don't really need to talk about the politics here. I want to show you how to apply for this program. So the website is ndconline.org. And you can click there. This is their home page right here. This is the landing page. And we're going to scroll down to where it says Small Business Lending. We're going to click on Learn More. And then we're going to get to this page here. And first, our eyes are going to take us, obviously, to these three boxes. But we're going to skip over that because our program is listed under a state program. So we're going to click up here in this little box here where it says select your state below to see what programs are available to you. So we're going to click on California. And surprisingly enough, there's actually a couple other programs that are happening in California. But if we scroll down to the bottom, we will see the Santa Cruz County Recovery Loan Funds. So we're going to click here. And this is going to bring us to the page that's all about Santa Cruz County. So right here we see information about this program. We're going to see that there's two different types of products out there at the moment. And this isn't going to change. So basically what we have are loans under this emergency loan program, which are loans of $50,000 or less. And this is a streamlined application process, low interest rate. We can see down here that it's about 3/4 of prime, which today is 2.44 or 2.5%. And these loans will be termed out over 7 years. Okay, so then now there's another loan called the Recovery and Growth Loan. And these are a little bit larger in size. They are over $50,000 and up to $500,000. So they'll be underwritten accordingly with some other type of requirements such as collateral, and they will but it's another program that has a competitive rate right now. If it is a situation that you're looking at to refinance commercial real estate that's owner occupied, your business occupies the space, then this loan can actually be amortized out over 25 years. So this is a different program. It's basically a kind of a regular SBA loan product called the 7A. But it just so happens that it's kind of a lower interest rate at this time. So you'll be locked in, well, you'll be locked into a variable rate, but it'll be 1.5 above prime. So today that's 4.75. And again, these are for loans that are over 50,000 up to 500,000. What I want to focus on today is these emergency loans because these are really a streamlined process to get working capital out to businesses that need it. And it's a really awesome program that the counties come together, each city within the county has come together to really put funds out there to the community. So this first step is basically just signing up as a lead into their system. And you're going to put your business name, you're going to put your address, you're going to put the city that you're in, the state, obviously California, your zip code, legal structure here. They're going to ask, are you a C Corp? Are you an S Corp? Are you an LLC? Are you a sole proprietorship? So you'll enter that in. And then you're going to put your information, your personal information. So your name, your last name, your personal address, city, state, zip code, telephone, email, all this stuff. Title. For some people, you might have an official title. If you're a sole proprietorship and you're a little hung up, what's my title? You can just honestly just put owner or founder or something like that. And if You do own if you're the only owner, this is sole proprietorship, you're going to put 100% ownership right here. If you have partners, you're going to put the percentage of ownership that you have. So maybe you have 2 partners and both of them own 15%. So that means that you own the remaining 70%. So you'll put your percentage of ownership here. And then you're going to put how much you're looking for. So this really distinguishes you in the system as somebody who is going for the emergency loan or the recovery and growth loan. So if the amount that you request is $50,000 or less, you're going to be considered for the emergency program. If it's above $50,000, then you are going to be considered for the recovery and growth. So what happens is you enter all your information, you click submit. Okay? Now you're going to get an email sent to you, and the first one is going to be from this email address here, GAF info. GAF stands for Grow America Fund. This is a program that NDC is administering, typically on the day-to-day. This is how they lend out money. They lend it out through a program they call Grow America Fund. So you'll get this, and we'll say, hi, basically, thank you for filling out the initial steps of your application. Do not respond to this. This is an automatic response from NDC. Okay? And then what's going to happen is a loan officer within NDC is going to see your lead in their system. They're going to pull it in. They're going to convert it on their back end, and they're going to send you a request for more information. So then you'll get this email, and it'll say, hello, please continue to complete your application, and you can sign in here, and they'll give you a little link. So you click on the link, and you come to this page, and you click sign in. So this is the information they're going to ask you for. They're going to ask for generic business information, and that's going to be in this section. They're going to ask you for generic owner and personal information. That's going to be here. And then they're going to ask you for your financials. So let's just walk through everything right now so you can see exactly how the process is going to look. Okay, this is for Kyle's Fake Business. This is just for examples that I'm going to show you right now. So legal business name, Kyle's Fake Business. This program is really available for existing businesses that have been around, that were impacted by COVID. This is not startup capital. So that's just an FYI, something to keep in mind. However, the money actually can be used for an existing business to expand, grow their operations, pivot. It is basically working capital that business can put to use right now as a way to bounce back from COVID. Something that comes up right here, does the company operate under a fictitious business name? So you might say no, you might say yes. And so what is it if it's yes? Well, I might be incorporated under Kyle's Fake Business, but I might actually be, Kyle's Banking and Consulting Company might be my DBA. So I would put that here. That's doing business as. So somebody might write you a check and actually write it to your DBA name. So you can put that there. Business taxpayer identification number. So if your company has an EIN, you're going to enter that here. Or if you're a sole proprietor and your business is filed under your social security number, you will use that. Again, they're going to ask you for your legal structure. This might be pulled over from before when you entered that information. It might not. Then they're going to ask you for your NAICS code. Now, if you're still unfamiliar with your NAICS code, it's a 6-digit number that defines the industry that you work in. This can be identified on your tax return. You can also just type in something here. So let's see. Let's say we're a coffee shop. Coffee and tea manufacturing. There might be a coffee shop. Well, you can kind of search around, but if you are really confused on it and you for sure want to enter the exact number, you can find that on your tax return. And if you're really unsure of where to look for it, you can kind of Google that and find out. Or, of course, you can always reach out to the Small Business Development Center, and we can help you figure out all this information. Today, this is really just a brief tutorial to take you through the application process. So you can enter your contact information, your telephone number, your email address, the website. Again, this is all information for the underwriter to check out, fill out your business, and see if you qualify for the program. They're going to ask you when you formed your business, and really we're looking for a date that is within reason. So if it's not the exact day, but it's within a month or two, that's fine. It's not really a big deal, not something to stress out about. But they do ask for that. So you should be formed in California because these loans it's a local program for Santa Cruz, so you're obviously going to put California. Okay? So they're basically asking for a lot of generic information here. They're going to ask you, are you a franchise? Yes or no? You should know that. Does this company lease its place of business? Yes or no? Does this company lease any equipment used in the day-to-day operations of the business? Again, they're really just trying to feel out your business type and how you operate and what the story is here. Some of these questions are actually left over from their portal for the Paycheck Protection Program. So they're going to ask for average monthly payroll. This isn't actually part of the Santa Cruz Emergency Loan Program. So there is a red asterisk here. So you can just put in an estimate, but it's not something that they're really going to take a deep look at. It's just kind of leftovers on their software at the moment. So actually, if you apply for this in a couple weeks, you might not even see that average monthly payroll. And again, this is also left over from the Paycheck Protection Program. So they're going to ask you for the number of existing employees, and they're trying to get this employee information. This actually probably will be kept on Spark. Spark is what we're looking at right now, simply because they want to gauge your business and just kind of see what the story is. So once we filled out all that, we're going to go to this next page, which is business history. And a lot of these are questions about legality and compliance. So for example, this first one is the applicant or any owner of the applicant presently suspended, debarred, proposed for debarment, declared ineligible, voluntarily excluded from participation in this transaction by any federal department or agency or presently involved in any bankruptcy. So unfortunately, even though this is an emergency loan, if you are currently in bankruptcy, you're actually not going to be able to qualify for this program. And that is because if you are in bankruptcy, basically they can lend out the money and then that money will just be pulled to your creditors right now. So fortunately, if you are in an active bankruptcy, you do not qualify for this program. Okay, so there's just some more questions here that you're going to have to run through, but they're basically all asking, who you are as a person. Do you have any real history that's going to get in the way of you qualifying for this program? So that's what the business information looks like. I want to take you back to this page here. All right, so we filled out the borrower information for the business. Now we're going to take a look at the individual information. So it's a little different, even though a lot of it might be the same if you're a sole proprietor. So they're going to ask you, okay, again, your first name, your last name. These are some more personal history. Are you presently subject to an indictment, criminal information arrangement, or any or other means by which formal criminal charges are brought in any jurisdiction or presently incarcerated on probation or on parole. So they're asking you questions like this. And hopefully your answer is no to pretty much all of these. I'm not going to go through all this right now for the sake of saving time and just getting you guys familiar with this application and what they're asking for here. Okay, so they're going to ask you for your individual information on this page. Obviously your name, first name, last name, social security number here. And they're going to ask for your current address. For me, this was pulled already from when I filled out that lead application on the NDC website. Okay. Then there's an attestation here, and feel free to read it because you have to check the box. I, Kyle Roseman, hereby certify that the above statement is true and correct. What this is by agreeing to this, you're agreeing for them to pull your credit. So credit is a part of lending, and they need to get your approval before they can pull your credit. Okay? So, almost done here. What we've done is we have rolled through basically all this stuff. We got the business information, we got the personal information, and now we're going to take a look at the financials. So what this is here is a debt schedule. They're going to ask you about whatever debt you currently have. So they're going to say this information is current as of, and today it's April 10th, 2021. All right. And so now we get to fill out this little box here. So we're going to add a new entry. So what you can do here, they're going to ask you who the creditor is. So let's say it's Wells Fargo. Okay. And they're going to ask for the type. So the type, they want to know, is this a credit card? Is this an installment loan? Or is this a line of credit? And so this is what happens if we choose a credit card. Okay, let's say there's a Wells Fargo credit card. Typically, credit cards are variable rate, so we're going to click that. The original balance and the terms does not apply to a credit card, but they're going to ask you for this other information. And if you are filling out for a credit card, the rate's not super important here. It's probably going to be 18 to 26%. But what is important is your current balance. So let's say we got like $10,000 on the card, and what your payment is. So that's going to be somewhere around $250. So then it's going to calculate your annual payment. Okay? So we can add more, and we really need to add everything that is on our debt schedule. So our debt schedule is a list of all debts. Again, we can come here and we can say, what about Santa Cruz County Bank? Oops. And this might be an installment loan, and it might be fixed at, let's say that this one is an auto loan and it's financed at like 4% over 5 years, which would be 60 months. Oops, the original balance. Sorry. So let's say that it's 20,000. Okay, 60 months, 5 years, and we're going to put a rate at, let's just say 4%. All right. Now what they want to know is what your current balance is. And this can also be guesstimated, please, within reason. So let's say we took this loan out 3 years ago. So that's about halfway. So we maybe still owe about $10,000 on this one. All right, and you can see it's calculating our payment for the month and our annual payment. And so what we're looking at here is the debt to income. So this is going to give us our current balance on all of our debts across the board, our monthly payments for everything, and our annual payments for everything. And this is pretty important for them to know. So make sure you add everything, because what's going to happen is they're going to pull your credit, and when they pull your credit, they're going to see everything anyway. So this is just a way for us to communicate to the lender already what our debt situation is at the moment. Okay? So we're going to go to the next step here. They want us to upload, if available, please provide your 2020 tax returns. If it's not available, we want to see your 2020 financial statements, so a profit and loss and a balance sheet. And then I believe we also want the 2019 taxes or some sort of historical information here. They're not actually asking for that at the moment, but that will probably change. I know in our meetings we've been talking about this, and they're probably going to ask for 2020 financials and 2019. Also, we're going to want to see 2021, whatever you have. So that might not be crucial, but if you have a year-to-date profit and loss, we'd like to see that too. So the way this is going to happen, actually right now, this software called Spark is going under some routine maintenance, so I can't actually show this to you, but this is the way it'll look. You can basically drag your taxes and just drop it in there. At the moment, it's limited because they're going under maintenance, so I can't do that. But this is basically how it works. And the Small Business Development Center will be working closely with NDC to provide technical assistance to anybody who needs it. And you can reach out to me at kyle@norcalsbdc.org, or you can call our center. You can look us up on Google under the Santa Cruz SBDC, Santa Cruz Small Business Development Center. And we'll be working really directly with borrowers and NDC to make sure applications are successfully submitted, no documentation gets left behind, and no business owners get left behind either. So I hope that you got a solid overview of how this process is going to go, and give it a shot on your own and see if this is something you can handle. And if you do need help, do not hesitate to reach out to the Santa Cruz Small Business Development Center. My name is Kyle Roseman. I'm a lending specialist with the SBDC, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you very much.